You know how you sometimes get one of those middle of the night things? You can't sleep and you're tossing and turning and you get this great idea. I know that it's happened to Elon. He's talked about it, and sometimes he actually used to tweet about it, or now he would be posting. And then you wake up in the morning and you go, "What was I even thinking?" Well, anyway, last night I had one of those, and when I woke up this morning, I think it's okay. I think it's still good to go. But before I go there, just wondering if you bought the book yet. It's now available on Kindle, hardcover, softcover, audio, hopefully in 10 days. But I get about 5,000 views on a video like this. So far, we've only sold 200 or so copies. Now, don't get me wrong, 200 copies in 3 days. We're doing good. We're already #1 bestseller on Amazon in a couple of categories. So I'm pleased with the results so far. But if there's 5,000 out you that are watching this, I think we could sell more than 200 copies, don't you? Now, I know some of you are not readers. Maybe you're waiting for the audio. I get it. I get it. Maybe you're not planning to go through the book at all. You're like, I'm not that interested in AI that I want to read a book about it. Believe me, you'll want to read this book and you'll want to hand it off to your kids and your grandkids because it's chock full of stuff about the future and how to handle the future. I'm not talking about 10 years from now. I'm talking about 2 years from now or a year from now. So anyway, and then if you think you have no use for it at all, I'm just I just asking you 299, just 299. Now maybe you don't have a Kindle account. You're like, I don't want to set up a Kindle account and then go, well, okay, I get that. I probably wouldn't either. So AI Rising, how to thrive in the age of abundance. And the description, of course, is down in the link below. Elon said during the earnings call that they are paranoid about having a major accident. Yeah, I think he's right that if it's happened, you get headlines, what do they call them in the old days? A go to war headline. Yeah, a go to war headline on every media front. I mean, it would just be all over the place. Well, wisely, they're using an abundance of caution, quote, Elon Musk, an abundance of caution in rolling out the actual robotaxi fleet. Even so, he's talking that it'll be done by the end of this year. Now, it is funny to think about this, or maybe it's not so funny, but 40 years ago or so, this would not have been a concern. As a society, we become weird about products and potential harm with, of course, the legal ramifications. I got to say, those lawyers out there, they're a big part of it. But you know how many people died building the Golden Gate Bridge? Do you know how many people died building Hoover Dam? I mean, we're in a different world in that regard. It's a costly zeitgeist, this idea of nobody can die, nobody can get injured. I think it hurts us as adventurers and as thrills as men especially who are looking for that thing that they can go out and do and say they accomplished and yeah, maybe put their life at risk. But it also hurts from the standpoint of products that never come to market that might have had huge benefits, but they didn't come to market because of a slight risk. You see this in pharmaceuticals. Okay, enough of the sandbox. Let me go back to the basic theory. Okay, so obviously, abundance of caution. You don't want people to die or get injured, and you don't want the headline. Another issue facing the removal of the safety rider and the expansion of the fleet is the insurance question. Tesla becomes responsible, period. People are like, having this argument on X. Well, will Tesla be responsible? Yes. I know I didn't practice one day as a lawyer, but I do have a law degree, and I know I can tell you right now they will be liable. But let me tell you the second part. That doesn't mean that the owner of the car won't get sued. But of course they will. That's how lawyers are. Now, they may not, as the owner of the car, you may never pay a dime. And as the owner of the car, Tesla probably picks up any legal costs that you have, probably. But there is that. And so will you still need to carry some kind of insurance? Will Tesla provide that? It's kind of like maybe part of a $50 a month or $100 a month package or something like that. But anyway, those are issues. Finally, we have the regulatory issue. Federal and local transportation agencies around the world, not just United States, but in every other country in the world, both federal and local agencies are going to be trying to figure out if this newfangled idea is safe and can be certified to be on the roads without a driver. This is tricky, in particular because they will be judged harshly also in the court of public opinion if there's even a single big accident. Well, how can Tesla solve all three of these issues? Well, I think what it is that Elon's goal, maybe he said this out loud, maybe it's just in his head, maybe this is something we don't know about. I think this is the goal. I think they have a goal of having zero robotaxi caused accidents. Better yet, maybe their goal is to have zero accidents. See, I told you I had to think about this again when I woke up this morning. Zero in a world filled with drivers that are drunk and going the wrong way on freeways and stuff? Well, stay with me here. Let me explain myself. What are the top sources of accidents? Impairment is still number one, meaning alcohol, marijuana, whatever. Impairment is top of the list. Speeding is number two. Detached is actually number three. Larry and I were talking about this last night, and I thought distracted had become number one. Distracted is number three. So impairment, speeding, and distracted. Then you've got aggressive, dangerous driving. Then you got drowsy. So the top five categories that probably represent at least 90% of all the accidents. I didn't do the math on that. I didn't have Grok do the math on that, but I'm betting to say close to that. Those top five things, they go away completely. They just go away. You don't have an impaired driver. You don't have a speeding driver. You don't have a distracted driver. You don't have an aggressive driver, and you don't have a drowsy driver. Those top five go away. They're already gone. And I would think that's the argument that you would be making to NHTSA and everybody else with regard to all of this. Then you have the weather issue. My guess, again, I'm going to state it straight up. I think that the Tesla vehicle is going to be safer in the weather because it is going to be better at navigating through every kind of weather. And it's also going to make a decision to pull over. It's going to make the decision before you would. I've pulled over, I think, 3 times, twice in rain and once in fog. Maybe I pulled over, they have ground fog up in Napa. I think I might have pulled over once because of ground fog. Ground fog's crazy because you can see everything. You can see great, except you can't see the freeway. You can't see the highway. This is not good. I mean, at all. I mean, you literally can't see it at all. You have no idea where the highway is. Anyway, so I'm saying that those go away as well because it'll either be very good at it or it will stop. It will pull over. What happened here? I think I have, anyway, how do you get to zero? Well, the car's first rule, we've known this for a long time, this is a quote again, is to never hit any object. Okay, good, that's good. And I think I have that rule in my head also, don't hit any objects. But I've been pretty good at that, but the situations that are most likely that if you're not drowsy and you're not distracted, etc., and you don't make an error like the sun is in your eyes and you go through a stoplight, the car's first the situation that comes to mind is a deer leaping in front of the car. 200 and 300 people die every year because of deer. How about some kid on a scooter, electric scooter, jamming out in front of you. Well, okay, how about this one? Okay, this is one that happened to me. A wheel comes off of a car about, I don't know, 100 yards, 200 yards ahead of me. Okay, now I saw it. I literally saw the wheel removing itself from the car skidding sideways, etc. All of that's vivid in my mind. 60 years later, well, 55 years later, maybe close to 60. I still remember all of that in front of me, okay? But I still, as it bounded now higher than the car, I mean, it was literally bounding up and down on the freeway higher than my car. It was like, okay, do I move to the right? Do I move to the left? Do I slow down? Do I speed up? I can't figure all that out in a fraction of a second, but a computer can. It can figure the trajectory. It can estimate where it's going to land. It can look to the right, to the left, and behind and make escapatory. No, there's a word for that. No, it's not a sculptor. Anyway, it's going to be better at escaping from that coming tire if there's a way to move out of its way as it's coming. So that's just an example. I thought that was a fun example of where you can see that the car is going to be able to judge where the tire is going to end up. Then it's going to be able to quickly look to the right, quickly look to the left, quickly look behind it, and decide what is my best and most evasive way to get out of this. Anyway, my claim is this: the 8 to 10 cameras, the quickness of the response is going to solve most accidents that the car could be seen as in any way causal. And this will also be true of accounts of situations that are not caused by the robotaxi. So how about the T-boning in the intersection? I had that happen to me also when I was about 17. And a guy ran the red light. I had been timing the light, I have to admit it. I timed the light. I went through just as soon as it turned to green, rolled through just as soon as it turned green. He was speeding. He came through, T-boned me, it totaled the car. Well, the FSD will see that car before I did. I never saw the car, never saw it. It hit me before I saw it. But the FSD would see it. There'd be no question that it would see it. And then it would be able to judge what's going to happen. And just like I explained before, make all the adjustments necessary, the stopping, the turning to the right, turning to the left, whatever it needs to do, it would know what to do in order to avoid that accident. Is it possible to go to absolute zero in a world filled with meat drivers and various living creatures who might dart out in front of the car? I think that's the goal of Tesla. I think that Elon believes that it's possible to get to zero or darn near zero. And one accident every 10 million miles or so. I mean, we're close now. I think it's one every 6 million. So getting it down to one every 10 million or one every 20 million, I think he thinks that's in the realm of possibility, both caused and not caused. Well, there's one last cause of accidents, and that is the failure of the vehicle itself. A blown tire, a mechanical malfunction, the FSD system itself fails. Once again, I think FSD will be better for all of these circumstances, safely getting the car to a stopping point better than a human. So even in the case where the FSD itself fails, there's going to be a backup. The system is backed up. We know that it's backed up. We've already been told that. And the backup is going to get it to the side of the road as quickly as possible and then deal with it from there. So I posted about this the other day. Passive restraints only save about 4,000. I wrote it down wrong here. Only save about 4,000 lives a year. With the current 90% reduction in accidents, FSD will save 36,000 lives, 9 times as many, and reduce serious injuries by 630,000. I'm going to continue to maintain. I think you should post this. I believe that FSD should not only be legal, I think, like passive restraints, if you're going to require passive restraints to save 4,000 lives, why wouldn't you require FSD to save 36,000 lives and 630,000 accidents that result in somebody with a broken lane, a broken head, or some other debilitating thing that's going to keep them off the job for a while and maybe make them walk funny for a long while? Of course, a zero rate of caused accidents would reduce the cost of insurance by a lot. So there's subject number 2 or 3 rather. The insurance cost is going to go down a lot, like near zero. And again, maybe it'll just be something that Larry said, no, they can't charge, but I think they could come up with an excuse. Let's call it an excuse. They'll call it the Tesla liability charge. So if you're driving FSD and you want to go to sleep, you want to be able to play with your cell phone while you're driving, you'll be able to read a book, whatever, and you want to do that on a regular basis. You want to be able to get the full advantage of FSD and not have to be attentive. Then maybe it's going to cost you $50 a month for a package. Maybe it's going to be $100 a month for a package of insurance. And solutions, whatever to, Ongoing upgrades, I don't know. I didn't think this part through, but I think that that's a high likelihood of what's going to happen. Now, once you get that insurance, maybe it's the only insurance you need. So it eliminates $150, $200 a month that you're paying now. Or maybe you still need insurance from your insurance company, but that insurance would go down dramatically if Tesla is number one in line. It's kind of like renter's insurance compared to homeowner's insurance. When you not renters, but landlord insurance as opposed to homeowner's insurance, it's a fraction. It's this very small amount. All right, what do you think? Is this what Elon is shooting for? Is 90% enough, or 95 or 99? What do we need to be at? I think he's shooting for zero. Will he get to zero? Will he feel confident enough in 2 months to go ahead with his plan to open up Austin? Will the regulatory agencies get what I just said? I mean, it's just stupid. I'm sorry. Where's my logic wrong on this? It's going to save that many lives if it was 100%. Now, recognize that means you got every rider, every driver with that car, with the car. That's the whole idea of making it mandatory. So where's my logic off? Anyway, what's going to happen later today? You're going to get Tesla news, and then you're going to get Phil Beisel. And Phil has got some really, I already know kind of what he's going to talk about. It's going to be outstanding, of course. And then last night, if you didn't watch CERN Basher, well, he did his regular thing, and it is, I mean, how much better does it get than CERN and his charts? So boom, boom, right there. That will be the card that you can pick up and go check that out. And then may I leave you today by making a recommendation to you. Buy the book, please. I'm not begging. I'm just asking. This is a fun thing for these 10 authors. Some of them have never been an author before. Now they're a #1 Amazon best-selling author. For me, I've been a #1 best-selling author on Amazon 5, 6, 7 times. I've had a published book by Amazon that was a good enough seller that they not only had to do a reprint, but they 3 years later came back and asked me to do the next edition. So I've been down this road before, but I've never had a serious bestseller, and we've got a shot at it. But in order to get my shot, I need your help. I need you to buy it. And boy, you want to really get on my good side? I know you don't care about my good side. You really want to do something to help the old geezer? Then also review it, even if it's just a short review. I love the book. That's all you have to put. You don't have to do anything elaborate. And that'd be just absolutely amazing also. And if you do those two things, send me something, put it in the comments below. Hey, I bought the book and I reviewed it. Put it in the comments, and I will definitely give you a heart for that. All right, that's all I got for you right now. It's been great talking to you.